welcome back to the SML podcast, Playing the Field with Field Journal 007. Welcome back to a new episode. I teased last week that we had some new channel updates, huge updates, as Donnie Trump would say, and I have delivered. I've taken this shit up to the next level. We have a green screen, baby. As you can see, we've got the going pink, or fuck, I gotta learn how to point here. Pink with the SML right there. It looks good. The logo, everything looks good. We got the lighting. We're getting this shit down pat. I'm trying to kind of fine-tune it, but we've got next level videos, and guess what? This is only part one of what I'm bringing with this green screen setup. I'm going to, when I stream my games, and in the next few weeks to a few months, I'm gonna have my own house with better internet, new internet, up to a gigabyte connection, to where it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be crazy what we're doing here on the channel. My podcasts are blowing primes out of the water. Meat's got to step his game up. Everybody's gonna have to change what they're doing because you guys all suck compared to me now, okay? It's time to get with it. Anyway, let's get to the podcast. New update. We're going to talk about standings. Who's not doing so well? Well, let's just talk about it here. We're on Daddy Leagues right now. The Texans are number one in the AFC South, or in the AFC, 9-1. That's kind of crazy for the Texans, everybody. Deshaun Watson, we're getting some work done in Houston. Buffalo, the Buffalo freaking Bills are 8-2. The Cleveland Browns, 8-2. And the Chargers are 6-4. Those are your division leaders in the AFC. Those are complete shitball teams in real life, and they're performing at a high level right now. And your wildcard teams, the Jacksonville Jaguars, like I said in the last podcast, the Jaguars and the Texans could flip-flop positions, and it wouldn't make much of a difference. So the Jaguars could be number one, and the Texans could be number 5 for all we know. But if the playoffs started today, these would be your teams. And the Bengals would be 6-4. The Colts are on the bubble at 5-5, and it kind of raises the question, will Primetime be able to get this thing going? Can he kind of start splitting wood and get things going there in Indianapolis? He's not been getting it done at all. We've seen plenty of losses against big teams, which is very uncharacteristic. I don't know if he's got the new girlfriend, he's just not willing to put the time in for it, or like I said, it's a combination of that. And this year, Madden, it puts a bigger emphasis on scheme and your player ratings, which is kind of a big deal. That's what we've all been asking for. Is this game perfect? No, by no means is this game anywhere close to being perfect, but it is better than the previous iteration. Now we're talking about the NFC, which, as we all know, is the more superior conference because I'm in it. The Saints are 9-2. That's the number one team in the NFC, are Dem 49ers, which I beat, so coincidentally, I should be number one. The Bears are 8-2. So Gramazon's, he's still putting in work. Somehow Meats comes in at number 3 at 7-4 with the New York Football Giants. The Giants have not been relevant in this league in a long, long time. Meats gets there with Saquon Barkley running over people. Congratulations to Meats. We got the Seahawks, who I do not want to talk about because they just beat me about 2 weeks ago, and we will not give them any showtime here on the podcast today. The Vikings are 7-3, which they beat me as well, and me, the lowly Rams, are your 6th seed at 7-4. On the bubble teams are the Redskins, Eagles, and Falcons. I can definitely see the Eagles making a push here, and of course Blunt Burner, when he's not too high to play a game, he can always show you something. You know, Blunt Burner always plays good defense and runs the ball, and he's got a respectable 6-4 team right now. And we're talking about your stat leaders. Your best passer in the SML right now are the Houston Texans. You got Deshaun Watson, 2,468 yards and 16 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield is still in the top 5. He's got 2,197 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's in the top 5 as a rookie. And if you look, freaking Josh Allen, rookie quarterback, nobody, 2,287 yards and 14 touchdowns. Look at the rushing leaders. I have been overtaken. I had one bad game, and now I'm all the way down to 3 spot for the rushing. Saquon Barkley of the Giants meets 839 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean, it's impressive. Receiving-wise, I still hold the title for that with Brandon Cooks, 1,038 yards and 7 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, number 2, with 873 yards and 7 touchdowns. Interceptions thrown. Bo Matty, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's going on. You've got 29 interceptions. We're not even close to being done. I think we got 6 games left. 29 interceptions. What is going on up there in New York? Whew. All right, well, Blunt Burner is smoking one. Maybe Bo Matty needs to start smoking one before the game. And also, I know Bo Matty hasn't played several games this year, so maybe people are just whooping up on his CPU, which I get that. Anyway, a lot of exciting things coming to this channel, folks. We've got a lot of exciting things coming to this league right now. Like I said before, I'm going to be, we're all streaming our games, but now with my streams, it's going to be like when you see other people when they're posting their game feed. You're going to see the game, and then on the bottom corner, you're going to see my feed. And I'm going to be doing my reactions, and it's not going to be good, because as I mentioned before, I am a sore loser. I do a lot of MFing. It's not good when I'm playing the game of Madden. This is like something, like I said, sometimes it's hard for me to want to play, but when I'm playing, I get pretty fired up about it. I do not like to lose, and some of you will not like the things I have to say about you while I'm playing you. Outside of that, it's all in, good fun and everything like that. Can't wait to see what's going to happen. Still have some things to figure out. Got to work out some kinks, and right now I don't think my internet would particularly support that. I don't know if it would or not. I have to see what kind of speeds are required to upload video with the game. I know at times when I'm getting the internet I'm supposed to here, it's fine to stream a game, and then there's times when it's slower than a grandma in bed, and it just doesn't give you the speed to support that upload. But we'll find out. We'll get all that worked out. Other SML news, we're getting filled up. I've reposted on Daddy Leagues. I've got a post on there. I think we're 2 guys behind, maybe 3, because we replaced one and someone else stepped away. I mean, there's not much I can do about that. We had a new user. He's a UK user, so welcome to America. You're playing not football with soccer, but this is football, and it's pretty cool. I can't wait to play that guy. I always like playing guys from across the pond. They've got a different perspective on things, and it's just kind of neat talking to those guys in chat. They always seem like a lot more friendly than we Americans. So it'll be kind of interesting to see that, see what he thinks about the podcast, if he makes fun of my hillbilly accent, or what's going to happen. I think we're all going to have fun. So be sure to welcome the new guys to the league when we get them. Like I mentioned before, I will be playing the tryout games as much as possible. Prime went ahead and pushed this guy into the league. I'm sure he'll be fine. If not, we'll figure that out when that time comes. But I think he's going to be a great guy. But like I said, I plan on doing the trial games. I think that's a big part of weeding out shitball characters, and I think it's something that's necessary. When you play a guy and you're talking to him on the mic, I think it just kind of reinforces to him, like, hey, this is a legitimate league. We're not just taking anybody and, just throwing them in there just to have 32 teams full. Is that great? Is that the goal? Absolutely. We never want to have an open team. But unfortunately, over the years, we've learned that it's kind of hard to get legitimate guys. And there's guys that, there's plenty of guys out there that play all their games. There's not very many guys out there that will play their games and follow all of our rules. And I think that's a big thing, is people still do not read the rules. And that's just kind of asinine to me, that you're going to be in a league and you claim that you're a sim player, and then you're going to ask me, hey bro, can I go for it on 4th down? I'm like, listen dude, read the fucking rules. Is it that hard? SimMaddenLeague.com. Check out the rules tab. It's pretty easy. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. That's all I got to say. You guys are friends. Haven't checked us out on Daddy Leagues. If this is your first time and you've watched this podcast for some reason the entire time, this random dude on this podcast, and you sat through this whole thing, kudos to you. Hit that thumbs up button. I'm sure you enjoyed this. Go on the forum. Check us out. SimMaddenLeague.com is our website. You can apply there. Check out our rules section. Like I said, 2 to 3 teams open right now. We're closing in on the end of the first season. It's going to be exciting. And like I said, it's going to be an exciting race. I think if Prime's not in the Super Bowl this year, it's really going to open it up for a lot of teams like me. I've made it to many Super Bowls, probably 5 or 6. I've only won 1, and that's because Prime wasn't in it. He kicked my ass the other 2 or 3 we played in. I do not like playing him. I went in the AFC last year. I'm like, well, if he's going to beat me in the Super Bowl, I might as well just meet him in the playoffs. That happened. I did not like that either. So I went back to the NFC. That way I don't have to play him every year. I'm just being honest with you. So anyway, we're going to try it to figure out, work out the kinks here, and just to see who's going to meet in the Super Bowl. I can't wait. I think everyone, honestly, there's so many teams this year that have a legitimate chance of winning the Super Bowl. And to me, that's exciting. It's not like just a 2 or 3 horse race. Like, legitimately, any team that's in the playoff race, out of the 12 teams that are in it and the 3-4 guys that are on the bubble, any of those guys could win. Like, I've beaten NYT. I think I played him in the tourney and beat him. I played the Jaguars governor. I beat him in the tourney, and then they beat me in the regular season. So you just never know. Like, this year's Madden, I think it's really kind of almost more realistic than the other Maddens have behaved anyway. And I don't even think we've adjusted any slider this year. I think we're just playing with stock sliders as far as I know. So that's kind of neat, the fact that we're playing on just the stock all-pro settings. We're not sitting there jacking the defensive coverage all the way up to 70 because they sit with their thumb up their ass. That's what we've had to do in years past. It's a better game, and I know I said that already. I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's an exciting time to be a Madden player right now. I know it's not perfect. They have fixed some things. Other things are still broken. Like, I will bitch all season about the screens. They are so broken. You cannot throw a screenplay. I like the two running back. I don't remember the name of the formation. You got two running backs in the back through the shotgun. Eagle cross screen. You got your primary running back. He motions out. Your other running back comes across on a little screen. And what happens is, a lot of times when I'm seeing on that play, that second running back, the primary receiver runs right in the back of the offensive lineman, fucks up the screenplay. Or the one time that he doesn't, the quarterback overthrows it somehow. I don't know what the deal is. It's something going on. It might be the real player motion. You would think that other people would have noticed this and maybe complained to EA, or maybe it's just they're like, well, we'll fix it next year. I don't know. Like I said, we got the new game engine, and this is the first year that we're really playing on that new game engine with a truly new game. But the screens, they suck. I mentioned that before. And also, I think your short yardage routes, like drag routes, they take so long to develop now. It's almost a waste of time to run a drag route. Like, you have to let that guy come completely across the screen, because once again, either the quarterback's going to overthrow it, it'll hit the back of a lineman. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and quit rambling. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, take care, and have a great day.